Hello everybody, my name is Eric D. Johnson, also known as BrightShine. I live right here in the city of Memphis, it's in the county sheriff in the state of Tennessee. Today's date is early Sunday morning, October the 29th, 2017, time 5:48 a.m. First, I thank all my fans, my support for your continued encouragement and support. Sure. I'm continuing to keep myself employed right here in this Memphis tri-state area. I'm continuing to further my education, Monroe College online, pursuing my associate degree, studying business administration, concentration mark, and what I'm gonna do right now, I'm gonna do my Instagram. Then we're gonna get to Periscope. Hello everybody, my name is Eric D. Johnson, also known as BrightShine. I live right here in the city of Memphis, in the county sheriff in the state of Tennessee. Today's date is early Sunday morning, October the 29th, 2017, time 5:49 a.m. First, I thank all my fans, my support for your continued encouragement and support. Excuse me. And always put God first. We give thanks to God for all his blessings and all his guidance. And we always, like I said, we always put God first, man. Now we're going to do Periscope. We're doing Periscope right now. Hello everybody, my name is Eric D. Johnson, also known as BrightShine. Live right here in the city of Memphis, it's in the county sheriff in the state of Tennessee. Today's date is early Sunday morning, October the 29th, 2017, time 5:54 a.m. First, say thank you to all my fans, my support, for your continued encouragement and support. And as always, we want to first give thanks to God for all His blessings, all His guidance. Now, we're going to get straight to it. As always, we African traditional religion is being taught in Sub-Saharan Africa, in institutions in Sub-Saharan Africa, meaning college and university. You can earn a bachelor's degree, you can earn a master's degree, you can earn a PhD studying African traditional religion. Now, one of the books we're going to continue to read from referred to is titled West African Traditional Religion, written by Dr. Joseph Omasei Walelu and Dr. P. Adelumo Dupemu. Another book we're going to continue to read from, and we're going to refer to it titled African Traditional Religion and Definition, written by Dr. E. Baloja Adowu. Another book we're going to continue to read from referred to as titled African Religion and Philosophy, written by Dr. John S. M. Beatty. Another book we're going to continue to read from referred to as titled Concepts of God in Africa, written by Dr. John S. M. Beatty. Now, as you know, governments all around the world, they enact laws. It's, to make each and every one of us say, now, the United States government passed the law, the Organized Crime Control Act of 1970, and Title IX of the Organized Crime Control Act is the Racketeer Influence and Corrupt Organization Act, the RICO Act, anti-gang. Now, and also the Comprehensive Drug Abuse Prevention and Control Act of 1970, the Controlled Substance Act, the Psychotropic Substances Act, the Continuing Criminal Enterprise Statute or Kingpin Statute is all anti-gang. The Juvenile Justice and Delinquency Prevention Act of 1974 established the Office of Juvenile Justice and Delinquency Prevention, as well as other related legislation. Anti-gang. The Comprehensive Anti-Gang Initiative, the Office of Juvenile Justice and Delinquency Prevention, and Comprehensive Gang Model, the Office of Juvenile Justice and Delinquency Prevention, Bureau of Justice Assistance, Office of Justice Program, and the United States Department of Justice. The Office of Justice Program, the Bureau of Justice Assistance, the United States Department of Justice, Comprehensive Anti-Gang Initiative and Project Safe Neighborhood. United States Department of Justice, Office of Community-Oriented Policing Services, Comprehensive Anti-Gang Initiative, the Office of Justice, the Office of Juvenile Justice Delinquency Prevention, United States Department of Justice, the Office of Justice Program, the Bureau of Justice Assistance, the International Narcotics and Law Enforcement Affairs, United States Department of State, the Institute for Intergovernmental Affairs, Gang Resistance Education and Training, the GREAT Program, United States Department of Justice, Office of Justice Program, the Office of Juvenile Justice Delinquency Prevention in October 2009. The National Youth Gang Center, which have been funded by the Office of Juvenile Justice and Delinquency Prevention since 1995, merged with the National Gang Center, which have been funded by the Bureau of Justice Assistance since 2003. The National Gang Center compilation of state laws against gangs. You can go to the National Gang Center website. You'll be informed about the compilation of state laws against gangs, the gang prevention, and overview of research and program. Mr. James C. Howell, the Office of Juvenile Justice Delinquency Prevention. The United States Department of Justice, the Bureau of Justice Assistance, the Office of Juvenile Justice and Delinquency Prevention, National Gang Center Bulletin, and the title of that bulletin, History of Street Gangs in the United States. Now, there are books in the bulletin that you can refer to. Read the books in the bulletin, and also the same information can be found on Wikipedia. And the title of that information is titled Gangs in the United States. Okay, the United States Department of Justice, Office of the United States Attorney Manual 1457, Criminal Street Gang Statute 18, United States Code 521. The United States Department of Justice, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, National Gang Intelligence Center. The United States Department of Justice, the Organized Crime and Gang Section, and other federal, state, and local agencies. The United States Department of Justice, Office of Justice Program, National Institute of Justice, Anti-Gang Strategies, Prevention, Intervention, Assessment, and Suppression. The United States Department of Justice, Office of Justice Program, National Institute of Justice, United States Department of Health and Human Services, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, National Center for Injury Prevention and Control, Changing Course, Preventing Gang Membership, also striving to reduce youth violence everywhere, and also United States Department of Justice, United States Department of Education, United States Department of Health and Human Services, United States Department of Housing and Urban Development, United States Department of Labor, and the White House Office of National Drug Control Policy. National Forum on Youth Violence Prevention Forum. You can go to youth.gov and be informed about the National Forum on Youth Violence Prevention, as well as the Comprehensive Anti-Gang Initiative, and also the Comprehensive Gang Model. The United States Department of Justice, the Bureau of Justice Assistance, National Crime Prevention Council, keeping kids out of gangs. Also, anti-hazing. You can go to lawyers.com, be informed about anti-hazing. coerce, sexual coercion, psychological coercion, psychological manipulation, psychological abuse. Coercion, coerce, sexual coercion, psychological coercion, psychological manipulation, and psychological abuse. Now I'm take 1 second. I'm gonna take 30 seconds here. As you know, once again, the white nationalists, had a protest. It's been reported in USA Today, as well as other news agencies. In Murfreesboro, Tennessee, opponents outnumbered white nationalists Saturday, that was yesterday, in peaceful White Lives Matter rallies in Tennessee. They were punctuated by taunts and chants from both sides. In Shelbyville, the site of the first rally, some 200 white nationalists met by nearly twice as many counter-protesters carried a Confederate flag and chanted for closed borders and deportation at a mid-morning gathering. Bunch of gang members, as well as also the NFL situation. One of the owners, NFL owners, said something about it's like the inmates run the prison, and they talking about having a meeting anyway. There's a bunch of gang members from the East Coast, celebrity athletes and entertainers. You understand? And from the East Coast, gangs and all this stuff. And there's what moving right along. One more thing here. Now, this is the world map. This is the world map. All over the world, the whole world. This is the world map. Now, some of these maps that I showed, different Eastern European nations on the maps. What I did the first time when I ran, I'm gonna let everybody know. When I printed it out the first time, it was when you on your computer you can zoom in or zoom out. Well, when I printed it the first time, it was at 100. It was at 100%. So what I did, I kind of zoomed it up a little bit, 125, 150, just to try to bring it in, a little more closer. Just to and the reason why I printed it off, because they're European speaking people, people who speak European languages. What they refer to as the Indo-European languages. The East African and West African slave trade. The people in Eastern Europe, they did not participate. They were not involved in the East African, West African slave trade. So all this that we talking about, gang and gangster, mob and mobster, gang and gangster, that's German, and mob and mobster, that's Latin. So the West Europeans, that's the reason why all these Africans in the Western Hemisphere who were brought over in the East African as well as West African slave trade, using German words and Latin words. But you see the other Europeans, the East Europeans, they have no involvement, no participation in the East African or West African slave trade. Nobody making you say no word. The Indians not making you say thug. That's what the Africans and the Germans and the Latins are doing. Okay, this the Albanian speaking people. They were not involved, and they did not participate in the East African or West African slave trade. The Albanian speaking people. They were not involved, did not participate in the East African, West African slave trade. Okay. Now this is the Baltic speaking people. The Baltic speaking people are the East European nation of Lithuania and Latvia. The Baltic speaking people, they were not involved and did not participate in the East African or West African slave trade. Now this is the European nation of Greece, the Greek-speaking people. They were not involved, did not participate in the East African or West African slave trade. The Slavic speaking people, for example, Russia, Bulgaria, Ukraine, Czechoslovakia, Czech Republic and Slovakia, Poland, the former Yugoslavia. There are many Slavic speaking people in the former Yugoslavia. Serbia, Macedonia, if I'm not mistaken. But there are many, Slavic speaking people, Slovenia, in the former Yugoslavia, and Belarusia. The Slavic speaking people, they were not involved. They did not participate in the East African or West African slave trade. The Slavic speaking people, they were not involved, did not participate in the East African or West African slave trade. Now, the European nation of Turkey, also Anatolia, the Altaic speaking people. That's what the Turkish people are. They are Altaic speaking people. That's what Turkish language is classified up under Altaic with Orguz. The Turkic speaking people, the Ottomans. They were not involved and they did not participate in the East African or West African slave trade. Now, the Uralic speaking people, when they classify languages, the Uralic, the European nation of Hungary, Finland, Estonia, also Estonia. My previous video, I mistakenly didn't mention Estonia, but Estonia is a Uralic speaking European nation. And so there again, the Uralic speaking people, Hungary, the European nation of Hungary, Finland, Estonia, and other Uralic speaking people. They were not involved, did not participate in the East African or West African slave trade. Now, we've been talking about the East European nation of Romania. Now, you know the Romanians are Latin-speaking people, the Romance languages. Now, the history behind Romania, the Latins, the Roman Empire, the Latins came over, during that expansion. And excuse me. And the Romanians, Latin-speaking people. Now, what the Romanians are Romanians also referred to as Wallachia. Wallachia, that's Romania. And the Romanians, as you know, have a history of slavery. The Roma people are people from Eastern. They from India. The people from India, the Roma people, also referred to as the Gypsies. They were enslaved in Romania. And the Romanian government abolished slavery in the early into mid 1800s. It was abolished. When you say abolished, that means you're telling it's wrong. You just didn't stop it. And when you abolish, in the legal terminology, government, the Romanian government, they abolished slavery. That means not only did they stop it, but they telling the people of Romania that what they did was wrong. It was wrong. They tell the Romanian people it's wrong, and they also tell the Roma people that what slavery, it was wrong. It was abolished. It's wrong. Now, the history behind Romania, the World War II situation, Adolf Hitler, the Germans, they came over to Romania, and the atrocities that were committed against the Romanian people by the Germans, Adolf Hitler. It's just, history books record the atrocities, and because there were many Romanian Jews, Christians, just Romanian people, period, who were murdered by the Germans, Adolf Hitler. And also, there were many thousands of Roma people who were killed, murdered by the Germans during World War II. They were murdered by the Germans, many thousands. And but like I said, the Romanian people, they were not involved. They did not participate in the East African, West African slave trade. like I said, we gonna. I know that my time. Reason being is I went to sleep late Sunday morning. I ain't go to sleep till 1:30 Sunday morning, and Saturday, one of those days where I was just moving around, and I went to sleep. I didn't get to sleep till like 1:30 this morning, and so but I still wanted to do my video because we got some important information about the dictionary, and let me do a quick recap. Now you know that my dictionary, we're gonna still get to the Bible. Let me move this out the way here. Oh yeah, we're gonna still get to the Bible. We're gonna continue to expose Saul, and we're gonna continue to promote the disciples. Now, I have a dictionary. As you know, I have a Merriam-Webster dictionary. Merriam-Webster dictionary. What's the copyright? Now, copyright 2004. Have a Merriam-Webster thesaurus. Copyright 2005. Copyright 2005. And I recently purchased the Oxford Paperback Dictionary and Thesaurus. And published by the Oxford University Press. Copyright 2001, 2007, and 2009. And I also have the Pocket Oxford American Dictionary and Thesaurus, 3rd edition. Copyright 2010, Oxford University Press. Okay. Now, we've been reading from the dictionary, those dictionaries, the Merriam-Webster dictionary as well as the thesaurus. And just recently, I purchased the Oxford Dictionary and Thesaurus, as well as the Oxford American Dictionary and Thesaurus. And when we was reading from the dictionaries, from both of those dictionaries, we went to game. You know what I'm saying? And then we also went to gang, stir, and we also looked up mob and ma, stir. We looked up thug in the dictionary. And when we looked up gang, stir, and mob, stir, we didn't find stir. Now we found the definition that's in there. Limited information limited because, dictionary. Excuse. And so, if you can't find in a fix, let me get my paperwork right here. Because as you know, stir is classified as an affix. And being more specific, it's a suffix. Now you have affixes, and you also have compound words, and you have root words. Now you know your affixes, prefixes, suffixes. Then you also have infix, circumfix, interfix, duplifix, transfix, simulfix, superfix, disfix. They are all affixes. So when we look in the dictionary that I just showed you, the Merriam-Webster Dictionary, Thesaurus, the Oxford Dictionary, Thesaurus, the Oxford American Dictionary, Thesaurus, you can't find the affixes. You can't find prefixes and suffixes. So where you gonna look? Now, one place you can look. One of the writers, one of the reporters who works for the Oxford English Dictionary, the reporter worked for the Oxford English Dictionary, Mr. Michael Quinion. He wrote a book titled "Ologies and Isms: A Dictionary of Word Beginnings and Endings," a Oxford quick reference, and the Oxford University Press, they published it. Like I said, this man, he's a reporter. He's the man who goes around and finds all those words that's in the Oxford English Dictionary. He's a reporter. He's the man. When you read the Oxford English Dictionary, this is the man, one of the men, that a reporter who goes around. He finds all these words, and those words are put in the Oxford English Dictionary. Mr. Michael Quinn, he wrote a book, "Ologies and Isms: A Dictionary of Word Beginnings." Oxford quick reference. There's one place. Another place you can look is the Merriam-Webster Unabridged Dictionary, being also the Merriam-Webster third New International Dictionary, unabridged. And also, like I said, the Oxford English Dictionary is another place you can look. I got it wrote down. Now I did put in an order for my dictionaries, and they on the way. I got some information here. Here we go. Now, as you know, we're gonna come back on my Facebook, so I don't want nobody had to be worried. But I got some good news. I got a good example. Like I said, I did order one of the book companies I ordered was Thrift Books. They sent me a book, but not no. They sent me a. Now, good dictionary. The only problem is it's a 3-volume set. So when I ordered the book through Thrift Books, they only sent me the volume 1. They only sent me volume 1, which is A through G, which is a good thing. I can still look up the word gang. I'm gonna show for all the little girls and little boys, as well as a lot of people who ain't never even studied a dictionary. We got time, and we gonna, like I said, we're gonna still get to the Bible. But I know, and like I say, we're gonna come back on my Facebook Live with me. But as you can see, it's A through G. So I didn't get the I didn't get the other 2 volumes, H through R, volume 2 H through R, and volume 3 S through Z. And so I sent an email to customer service, Thrift Books, and they were very understanding and about me not getting the other 2, and so they gave me a full refund, for my order, and just told me you ain't got to send the book back, just keep it. You understand? And because when I placed my order, they kind of helped them. So when people try to order from Thrift Books now, this ISBN, because they don't have a 3-volume set, so they just gonna change how to put the information there. So like I said, they're gonna give me a full refund, and so you can keep the book. So I did place an order. So I got on order through Amazon. I think Amazon.com. I got some books coming. I got the Merriam-Webster Third New International Dictionary Unabridged, 3-volume set. Did I? No, Amazon.com. The 3-volume set. Wait a minute. Hold up. Let me think. Because I got that was the Oxford 2-volume set. Excuse me. I'm gonna have to reorder. Now what I'm gonna have to do, I'm gonna have to reorder. But that's what I'm gonna have to reorder, because Thrift Books didn't have it. But at Amazon.com, they do have. Now eBay, when you go to eBay, I don't have anything against eBay, but you had to do all that bidding, and I don't have time to sit there and do all that bidding. But you can find a lot for anybody who got time, you can find a lot of used dictionaries on eBay. It's a lot. And I wanted to buy some dictionaries off from eBay, but like I said, I just don't have time to sit there and bid and take the time. It takes time when you be on eBay. Now I can go to Amazon or Thrift Books, Egg Books. You can find, like I said, you see how good this book, the good condition this book in. I got this from Thrift Books. It's in good condition. You can go to some of these bookstores and you can find some good books. They be in good condition. And I didn't spend no whole lot of money. I just didn't get the full 3-set volume. So like I said, what I'm gonna have to do, but I'm gonna have to order the Merriam-Webster Third New International Dictionary Unabridged, the 1986, because you got to remember, Merriam-Webster was purchased. Merriam-Webster company. It started out as Webster. The history. We're gonna take 30 seconds. The history of Merriam-Webster, right? It started out with Webster first, and then the Merriam brothers. They got in business with Webster. Now Merriam-Webster was bought out by Encyclopedia Britannica in 1964, and then in 1964, Encyclopedia Britannica, they continued the dictionary. Now the dictionary was first published in 1894. The first Merriam-Webster edition, the first edition. You understand? The first edition, the Merriam-Webster dictionary, first 1894, something like that. And then, like I said, when Merriam-Webster, then they had dictionary came behind it, and then it was purchased by Encyclopedia Britannica in 1964, and then from that point on, they had their addenda section. 1971, 1976, 1981, and 1986. Now, the 3-volume set that we're talking about, it started in 1971, 1976, 1981, and 1986. I think the 1993 is also a 3-volume set. Then you had your 2002. Now the 2002, if I'm not mistaken, is the third edition, because the 1986 and 81, that's the second edition. 71 and 76 might be second, but those are the good ones. Those are the good additions. 86, 81, 86 is a good addition. The reason being, that's what this is. It's 1986 copyright. Upside down. In 7-language dictionary. Now you have the pronunciation of symbols. Let's edit it. Right, okay, let me see. The principal copyright was 1961, but this is the copyright 1986. This is the 1986 3-volume set. Okay, let me see the editor. The editor-in-chief was Philip B. Gold. Philip B. Gold. Now, like I said, we got time. 3-volume set. Now the thing about it is that when you go to the 1986 volume, Merriam-Webster, they published it. Now the 1993 was published by Encyclopedia Britannica. And then 2002, the hardcover revised unabridged dictionary of Merriam-Webster. The 2002 is hardcover revised. So when you look for it, it's going to still be the Merriam-Webster Third New International Dictionary unabridged, but it's going to say 2002 hardcover revised. That's what it's going to tell you when you know it. When you go to these bookstores and try to find it, you're going to have 2002 hardcover revised. And but like I say, the dictionary that the 3-volume set is good for it's the 1986 3-volume set. The Merriam-Webster Third New International Dictionary unabridged. And then you can turn around. You can also get the 1993. The only difference, it was published by Encyclopedia Britannica. That's one of the big differences. And then you have the 2002. Now the Oxford English Dictionary. I got that on the compact. The compact, because if you order the Oxford English Dictionary, which you can order, if you got enough money, if I had the money, I'd get the whole set. I'd get the whole set, the Oxford English Dictionary. Because it's gonna come in some volumes. The Oxford English Dictionary is gonna come in some volumes, about 20 volumes. But if you got the money and you got the space, why wouldn't you? About $1,000. If you got the money, all these celebrity athletes and entertainers, you got all this money. Why wouldn't you have an Oxford English, a set of Oxford English Dictionary? Why? Okay, the first edition, 1884, 1928. The second edition, 1989. The Oxford English Dictionary, 1989. Now the compact Oxford English Dictionary started in 1971. Then you had a compact, that was the first edition. Then you had a compact Oxford English Dictionary, second edition, 1991. and it comes with 2 volumes. It comes with 2 volumes. You know what I'm saying? It's I think the second volume is P through Z, and then the first volume is A through O. Because there's 2 volumes that come in a slipcase, and it comes with a magnifying glass. That's a good volume for you to get. That's what I got on order. That's what I got on order. And I got just regular mail shipping, but that's what I got on order. I was able to find it, and it was in good condition. It's come with a magnifying glass. It come in a slipcase. I mean, as soon as I seen it, I got it. I just told them, hey, just give me regular mail shipping. When it come, you know. But then I also ordered the 3rd edition compact Oxford English Dictionary, the 3rd edition. It's a little more up to date, and it really wasn't expensive. About $6. I found it at the same Amazon.com, and I was like, shoot, might well go and get it now. I mean, it was in good, excellent condition, and it's an up-to-date version of the same dictionary, so it's good to have. But I wanted that 91 for this reason. That edition is like a standard, you know, just like in the Merriam-Webster, the 1986 version is like the standard. You understand? You know, all the critics and all the people that got all the knowledge, educated me. When it comes to dictionaries, that version, that 2nd edition, that's the standard. Merriam-Webster, that 2nd edition, that's the standard. And for the Oxford English Dictionary, the Oxford English Dictionary, that 2nd edition, that set the standard for dictionaries. Because as you know, the Oxford University, when it comes to the English language, Oxford University is the standard, not Merriam-Webster. It's Oxford University. They are the standard for English language. That's where it started from. But before Merriam-Webster, before Webster started anything, it was Oxford University. When it came to the English language, they the standard. So that's what I got on order. So like I say, everybody, let me show that way you'll get an idea. I'm gonna go to Gang. Let me show you Gang. G-A-N-G. No, that's it. Now I'm gonna have to take my glasses off now. Now, I know it's small print for everybody, but I just want to give you a general idea because there are a lot of little girls, little boys. I know it, like I said, I know it's small print, and but like I said, a lot of people ain't never even seen a dictionary. See, that will make you want to kill some of these people, some of these celebrities, like these celebrity athletes and entertainers. See, it ain't no excuse, no excuse, no excuse. As well as people who talking about they've been to college and got a degree. No excuse. If I can go online to Amazon and find a dictionary for $3, get a whole 3-volume set, I can find the whole Oxford English Dictionary on eBay. If I want to sit there and bid, I can find the whole Oxford English Dictionary, whole 20-volume set, and I'd be sitting right here at this house and for $50. Had a whole 20-volume set for $20. Find the whole Bible. You understand? No excuse. No excuse for nobody to be walking around talking they a gang member, talking you in the mob, talking you a thug. No excuse. Walking around talking some boss and goon, hoodlums and crooks. No excuse. One more thing I'm gonna show you. All these people that was involved in making this dictionary, all this education. Was it the editor-in-chief? First of all, the editor-in-chief, then your associate editors, then your assistant editors, your editorial staff, plus your secretarial and clerical assistants and outside consultants. But like I say, it's a good dictionary to get, and like I said, we're gonna come back on my video tomorrow on Facebook. We're gonna continue with the dictionary, and on what to order and things. Help everybody to be able to order some dictionary, The man-made religious organization, Romans chapter 16 verse 16. Salute one another with an holy kiss. The church is es suffix on the end of Christ salute you. Romans chapter 16 verse 16. Romans chapter 16 verse 16. Second Thessalonians chapter 1 verse number 4. So that we ourselves glory in you in the church is, the es on the end, of God, for your patience and faith in all your persecution and tribulation that ye endure. Now, as you know, there are 3 places in the Holy Bible that they talk about being a Christian. As you know, Acts chapter 11, verse 26, that's one place. Acts chapter 26, verse 28, that's the second place. The third place is 1 Peter chapter 4, chapter 3, 4. 1 Peter. Yep. 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 16. That's the third place. And as you know, the Apostle Peter did not tell you to be a Christian. Stop lying on Apostle Peter. Apostle Peter did not tell you to be no Christian. And also 2 Peter chapter 3. Verses 15 through 18, where the Apostle Peter mentions beloved brother Paul, Saul from Tarsus, and all the old epistles that he wrote. And as you know, Saul from Tarsus self-proclaimed Apostle Paul lied about his conversion. Turn back to, as you know, Saul was converted in Acts chapter 9. He was persecuting the disciples of the Lord, and he was converted on a road called Damascus. Now, and all those that was with him heard the voice, but didn't see no man, as it says in Acts chapter 9, verse 7. Acts chapter 9, verse number 7. And the men which journeyed with him stood speechless, hearing a voice, but seeing no man. Now, when you go to Acts chapter 22, Acts chapter 22, verse number 9. Acts chapter 22, verse number 9. And they that were with me saw indeed the light, and were afraid, but they heard not the voice of him that spake to me. He lied. He lied. Acts chapter 26, verses 13 and 14. At midday, O King, I saw in a way a light from heaven, above the brightness of the sun, shining round about me and them which journeyed with me. And when we were all fallen to the earth, I heard a voice speaking unto me, and saying in the Hebrew tongue, Saul, Saul, why persecutest thou me? It is hard for thee to kick against the pricks. He lied. Saul from Tarsus lied. Now we're going to come back. We're going to come back on my next video, Facebook Live. And we're going to continue where we left off. And, again, my name is Eric D. Johnson, also known as BrightShine. I live right here in the city of Memphis, in the county Shelby, in the state of Tennessee. I thank all my family, my support for your continued encouragement and support. And as always, put God first. And thank God for all his guidance and his blessing. Put God first. Until next time, take care of yourself with each and every one of your very best.
welcome.